Hello and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we started to learn sign language. And I don't know what we learned, but we at very least learned the alphabet. I do not know the alphabet. I think I know a couple letters, but even then, those might not be real. And that's American Sign Language. That's not even Japanese Sign Language, which I assume is different. I'm jolted awake by a thunderous banging sound coming from my door. My first thought is it could be Shizune. After all, only a deaf person or a jackass would knock that loudly at this hour. But then it's Kenji, the jackass. Who is it? Of course, if it's Shizune, she wouldn't be able to hear that or answer it. There's no reply, so I'm kind of pleased. I haven't seen Shizune in a while. Ha 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 ha! I knew it. It is the jackass. Opening the door, I find Kenji standing out in the hall, his eyes nervously darting from side to side. Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's me. What kind of reaction is that? Well, I'd be able to give you a more personalized response if you had answered when I asked who it was. Kenji frowns and pushes up his glasses exactly like Shizune. Why are you making that weird face? I wonder how he's able to see me making a face now, yet wasn't able to the millions of other times I've reacted to something weird he has said or done. I kind of want to pursue this, but I'm too tired to actually do it. Shizune pushes up her glasses just like that, you know, the student council president. It's just a little weird. What the hell? What do you mean there's this girl who does the same thing? You mean she touches her glasses? I do that. That's my thing. Who's this bitch? Why are bitches all up in my business, stealing what I do? His character flips from anger to fear in the blink of an eye. Is she trying to replace me? Pod people? No, wait, that's an exact copy. Pod women? It's like my two greatest fears combined. It is! I can't believe he has a point. Hey, you going to go into town today? Maybe later. Okay, awesome. I have some stuff I want you to pick up for me at the post office. Some delicate and secret stuff. He speaks in a whisper as if talking about his mail, and even a normal tone of voice will jeopardize it. You can have your mail sent directly here, you know. No, you can't. You can have your mail sent to the school, and then the student council picks it up, and then they give it to you. That's not the same as the mail appearing in your hands. I don't trust the student council. Many dudes don't get their mail here, you know. They probably steal it all. They think that just because it's sent to them, they have the license to steal. I can just see them now, elbow deep in mail, fast grabbing all the free swag they can get a hold on. Sickening. Where can I find this mailman who can conjure mail out of thin air and into your hands? I don't know. I bet the student council killed him to preserve their monopoly on all the student shit. It doesn't work that way. Is that what you wanted, though? Fine, I can pick up your mail for you, but eventually I'm going to collect on all these favors. You already owe me some money. Thanks for reminding me. I'll pay you back after I get my package. Yeah, my bad. I can't really pay you until then. I'm still broke. Then I'm basically doing it for money, like a job. Why do you need the package first? Is there money in the package? Nah. I am seriously dumbfounded. Why can't you get it? Because I'm going to remodel my room today into a ward room. As the days go by, I realize more and more how dangerous feminism is. It really is everywhere, even in places like Iran. You can't tell how far up it goes. When the war begins, if we haven't transcended the concept of nations to fight our genders, it will be chaos. No one will know who will take what side, and a war against feminism wouldn't just mean World War III, but the end of life on Earth as we know it. If we lose, all our supple Japanese women will be raped and enslaved by a bunch of sociopathic lesbian supremacists. Oh boy, that's a sentence. Oh god. Oh lord. Yeah. I need some water. I can't live like this. Alright. Meanwhile, the handful of men that didn't die in the war will be castrated and forced to repair toilets and build massive monuments commemorating the feminist victory. That's crazy. You're crazy. I think you're overthinking this. As the days go by, I realize more and more that you are not ballin'. We've only talked like 4 times. Sorry. Yeah, whatever, I'll get your package. Since you've insulted me and said that I'm not ballin'. Why is this route so focused on balls? Awesome. I close the door and jump right back into bed. The second my head hits the pillow, a painfully loud ringing assaults my ears, and I realize it's my clock. The alarm going off means that right now is the time I'm supposed to wake up in the first place. On weekdays, at least. I pick it up and throw it without looking up. It gets wedged between the bed and the wall, the noise not stopping. In fact, it seems to grow louder. By the time I'm able to pry it out there, I know I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. The only thing I can think of doing now is going into town and getting Kenji's stupid package, but it's too early for that. After showering, I take my medication. I'm actually very hungry today since I went without dinner yesterday, and before that I just had a very light lunch. I eat the pills, chomping on them like a leg of lamb. Ugh! You bite into your pills? Gross! They are unbelievably bitter and disgusting. Yeah! Well, good medicine tastes bad or something like that. I'm still hungry and there's still a lot of time to kill, so I decide to go into town and find somewhere to have breakfast. I can't remember the last time I ate out. Besides, the weather is so nice, so why not? The walk into town is longer than I remember. You really shouldn't be going on long walks if you're hungry. You could pass out. Possibly because it's been a while, and probably because I rarely come here alone. There are barely any cars on the road because it's so early in the morning, making it unusually quiet. The first thing I do is start looking for a place to eat. Immediately I think of the Shanghai, but I want something more substantial than sandwiches or cake. Since it's so early though, I decide to get Kenji's package first. Picking it up at the post office doesn't take very long, but the moment I see it I'm enraged about what a pain in the ass it will be to carry this thing all the way back to the school. The box is huge. You need 2 hands to hold it. Insultingly, it's not even that very heavy. I was thinking of wandering around for a little while, but with this thing in tow, that's going to be a real problem. I guess the Shanghai is my only option now. Having little sandwich cake for breakfast. Everything else is closed, and the ones that aren't all have about the same menu. That fact makes me want to throw some more business Yuko's way. Before I can even open the door to enter, someone taps me on the shoulder from behind. I turn around to see Shizune there. Instinctively, I look for Misha, but she doesn't seem to be here. Good morning. Looks like those sign language classes are already starting to pay off. I'm tempted to sign it right back, but then she might think I know a lot more than I actually do. For now, I just give her a wave and open the door. She's probably here for her morning tea and didn't come here just to greet me. It turns out I'm right, as Shizune follows me inside the tea house. It's a total ghost town in here. It's not exactly peak hours, but every other cafe I passed had at least a few customers. Actually, the Shanghai has been fairly empty every time I pass by. How does this place stay in business?
Hello, thank you for choosing to patronize our establishment.
Oh no. Yuko bows with the force of a falling axe, and her head collides with the box in my hands, launching it towards the floor.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Sorry, please forgive me.
It's okay, and you don't have to do that. Hello, thanks for choosing our shop thing since we know you.
But it's part of my job. You're here early, what can I get you?
I just want some coffee for now. I wonder what Shizune wants. Without Misha, there's no real way to tell, or any way to even ask. I haven't learned about that yet. She's here, and I'm pretty sure that means she wants something too. I don't really know what Shizune wants. Does she have a usual? Wait, she might want something else though. Perhaps you should bring us a menu just in case? Look around for one, but can't find anything that looks remotely like a menu.
Menus. I'll look for one right now.
Huh?
There are menus. They're just rare.
It's only a restaurant menu, not a collector's edition.
Meh.
Weird.
Is that what Shizune is saying?
Nah, she can't hear you. It's just weird for a cafe to make you have to go out of your way to look for a menu.
Weird. Yes, you're right. It's so illogical. There are so many things, like, why is it called the Shanghai? This is a Western-style tea house, but the name is Chinese. And the architecture is old-fashioned, but my uniform is so modern and sophisticated.
She looks like she's about to pass out. If she does, she'll probably fall forward and make a mess of everything.
I can't work here anymore.
What a bad place for her circular train of logic to end up. Now, come on, that kind of stuff is what sets this place apart. There are a lot of cafes around here, you know. I think it's charming, really. Please don't quit. Business is good here, isn't it?
Not really.
See, I think this is a good job for you. It suits you. You shouldn't quit. I've never had to defuse this kind of crisis before. Eventually I managed to calm her down and convince her that I'm sure Shizune just wants what she usually orders here. Yuko walks away to get our drinks, and by then Shizune has already picked a table. There are no other customers, and Yuko isn't the most talkative person, so it's very quiet. I feel like this route is so... like, everyone is acting so much different. Like, Yuko isn't... like, she's usually pretty jumpy, but she's not usually this self-conscious, I guess? And I guess it's just because it's a different writer, but I don't know. The rest of the routes have been pretty... the characters have been pretty consistent with how they are, so I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, but I wish that there was some way we could communicate. You guys have a pen and a paper. Just pass notes. There are so few moments when we're alone. Shizune and Misha are almost always together, to the point where sometimes it seems like they are one. Now it's just me and her, and I'm unable to understand her or have her understand me. It's terrible. You don't have your little notepad today? I know it's the weekend and all, but it's not like you to be unprepared. Well, that's fine. I don't really like using it anyway. Still, it would come in handy now. Shizune starts signing in short bursts, punctuated by her stopping to take a sip of tea. It's strange how she doesn't make the slightest attempt to change how she normally acts. I'm talking to her for the most part because I'm not used to long silences. I briefly wonder if it's the same for her. In a way, however, it seems unlikely. I think it's more that she is the type who doesn't change how she acts for anyone. Hey, it seems like Misha joined the student council because of you. That makes two of us, you know. I'm only there because you forced me into it. Well, not really forced. I guess if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have joined. That sounds slightly romantic. I find myself blushing a little. I feel like such an idiot. Although I still don't know why you joined. It should have been the first thing I asked in retrospect, but I'm really curious. I'll have to remember to ask Misha sometime. It's nice to talk to you even if you can't understand me. I wonder if it's the same for you. That would be really great. I don't think sign language will ever be as natural for me as Misha makes it look, but it's got to be a step up from using pen and paper, right? We've both been finished with our drinks for a while, and Shizune's eyes fall upon the box sitting in its own chair by my side. I'm just picking it up for someone, it's not mine. Shizune pulls it closer to her, intending to open it, and my heart almost leaps out of my throat. I quickly try to pull it back by wrapping my legs around the leg of the chair. What the hell, don't open it. You can't just open in other people's mail, that's not legal. No! Once she gets going, there is almost no stopping her. Eyes filled with excitement, she looks ready to fight me over this stupid package, and I realize just how fast this could turn into a game of tug-of-war. I'm almost out of my seat now and waving my arms like an air traffic controller before she finally settles down. Shizune pouts, not pleased with having her curiosity checked, and gets up to leave. It's about time to, I guess. We've been here for a while. I protectively pick up the box before standing up myself. Suddenly, she tenses her fingers excitedly and pulls out a marker from her pocket and starts writing on Kenji's box. Hey, what are you doing? I said this isn't mine. Hey! I can't even see her with it blocking my vision. Fine, at least let me put it down first. I have to read whatever she's writing anyway. I'll help you carry it. It doesn't seem like she's finished, though, and Shizune draws a fierce line afterwards to signify that there's a catch. But it's a game. The first one to stumble loses, and the loser has to carry it the rest of the way by themselves. That's stupid. There's a 50% chance I'll end up carrying it myself anyway. Actually, I feel pretty stupid myself right now. I just forgot she can't hear me. I stop talking and shake my head. I can't understand her at all, but she's coming across very forcefully. It's clear that she thinks this is a great idea. Well, if she drops the box or something, she'll have to carry it, and that would make things a lot easier for me, obviously. The odds are 50-50 then. They're probably higher than they would be for any other plan of hers. Alright, I'll take it. Well, it's not even... You said it's not even heavy, it's just big and obnoxious. Thinking about it, I'm not sure how we should do this. Then Shizune grabs hold of one end of the box and lifts it up, and I take the side that she isn't holding. Is this even right? It's very uncomfortable to walk like this. I leave the cafe and I find myself hoping that the streets are still devoid of people. Yuko seems confused as to what we are doing, and I imagine it'll only get worse as more people see us. Shizune doesn't seem bothered at all while walking with her arm at this unnatural angle. She just grunts confidently, periodically making some kind of weird gesture. There are people staring at us as time passes, and the usual morning crowd begins to fill the streets. I feel silly, but I'm sure that if I give up, Shizune will take it as a sign of surrender. I can't allow that, because I think I'm doing well so far. Initially, I just write Shizune's little hand signals off as her preemptively gloating, but I catch on quickly that she's actually signaling where she wants to go. It dawns on me that this isn't a competition. It's not much of a challenge, first of all, and second, it's really more of an exercise in teamwork. It's just that Shizune has made a punishment for failing instead of a reward for doing well. Our fingers touch under the box. Oh, scandalous! And Shizune moves her hand away, almost dropping her side of the box in the process. Well, that's game over for her. She doesn't look very happy. Does she think I did it on purpose to make her lose? If she does, she isn't making a big deal out of it. All's fair in love and war. I feel like I should take it from her and carry it myself, but she pushes me away when I try. She glares at me as if to tell me off, but she can't. With that box in her hands, she is basically gagged. A sad expression flickers across her face for a second, maybe on realizing that and having to acknowledge that there are some limitations she has to deal with after all. However, she is still as prideful as ever, even when it's to her detriment. She wouldn't accept letting me allow her to skip out on the consequences of her bet. Anything is fair during the game, but the results have to be honored to the letter, huh? Shizune is an interesting type of person. Yeah. The march back to the dorms is uneventful. Shizune passes the trip by shifting the box around occasionally like a giant Rubik's Cube. It looks like another game she has invented to amuse herself. It can't be good for whatever's inside, but I don't care enough to stop her. Fuck Kenji. We hate that bitch. Maybe this is how she deals with things, by making everything into a game. It's hard to say for sure, though. It seems futile to try to psychoanalyze Shizune. In the short time we've known each other, I've been surprised on a fair number of occasions. I notice Shizune shivering. The wind is picking up and the school is pretty high up. It makes sense that she would be cold. If I gave her my jacket, though, would she reject it? I take off my jacket and drape it across her shoulders before she has a chance to protest. Her shoulders are slim and delicate, so much so that I want to let my hands linger on them. Shizune flinches when my fingers brush against her, understandably surprised. Sorry. Her fingers dance lightly over the surface of the box, and I think of taking it from her, but I doubt she would let me. Shizune makes a quick gesture with her hands as best she can, pausing a bit afterwards as if wanting to say more. I'm sure that what she means is thank you. I'm glad that I was able to catch it.
Boo boo boo, boo boo boo.
Well, they didn't tell us what happened with Kenji. Kenji's gonna see that a female wrote on his box. He's gonna smell the pheromones through the marker. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to at least a couple. It's hard to not to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand it's just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. The signing itself is doable, I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does it, it's impossible. It's impossible, wow. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunchtime. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I've had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes, I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture. Blech. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact I'm learning sign language from Shizune. It is weird. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready, able to do it right. Not like some dilettante. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. So to me, this is the only option, especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming. Mostly because Misha's hair lights up any crowd she's in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise that they come across in the same way she walks as well. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hi. Student Council with 2 L's.
Student Council!
Student Council was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh?
Yep.
Shizune sits down in front of me to my right and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner, now I'm well cornered. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're so eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at last explains why every time I come here there are stacks of books piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. They need the room to put all these games somewhere.
Ha 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 ha! It's boring playing against each other so much, Hee-chan. So it's your turn, okay? Okay? It's settled then.
I didn't even say anything.
Hee-chan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while. So, it's especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Tanabata will be coming up soon and we'll have to put in a lot of work for that too. So for now, play with us.
Come to think of it, it's true. I hadn't even noticed because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, one bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try and rope a couple new members in to help with that one as well. You're right.
Hahaha, yay, Hichan agrees. Let's celebrate.
I know, we should play a game.
Let's play a game to celebrate, Hichan.
I don't know, that kind of thing usually ends badly for me.
Hichan is worried about the stakes.
Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me, since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of gal. I turn my head to Shizune. Now this person, she is definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that. But yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first.
How very Japanese, putting the consequences above everything else.
Is Shizune not Japanese? Isn't everyone in this room Japanese? Am I wrong?
Hichan, have you ever heard the expression missing the forest for the trees?
No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Shizune makes an X with her arms that either means denied or that she's about to use her special attack. Aha, now who's afraid of consequences? How vengeful, still thinking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If a bit you would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word that I didn't quite catch.
Hichan is so vengeful. Even though it was just a playful joke, if an armadillo bit you, you would probably bite back.
Armadillo?
It's foolish to bite an armadillo back. It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hichan.
Because they got the shields.
But Hichan would do it anyway, you see. Ha 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 ha.
I see. He's learning a lot of sign language. Like, that's a full conversation he's learned already. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand.
Hichan, we didn't have anything planned at all if you were to win or lose. You just assumed there would be something like that.
I wonder why.
Me too, but oh well. There isn't. Does that change your mind, Hichan?
Well, yes. Misha windmills her arms at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you could only see in the student council room occupied only by 3 people. Anywhere else she would end up socking someone in the face.
Yay, yay, let's start right now.
Not just yet. Okay. However, we have to all be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something the 3 of us can play equally.
Checkers?
The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play that, I told you.
Okay, Hichan. How about Monopoly?
Not Monopoly. A Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under the chair. I don't like games that revolve around the luck of the draw. They're too much about chance and not about skill. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games. I have heard that Monopoly is about skill. Which is why I don't play it. I'd rather play Candyland.
Luck is kind of a skill, you know.
No, it's not. Sure it is. How come if it's not a skill, how come it's on the skill tree?
It can be if you're consistently lucky, right?
Once at that point, it's something else entirely.
Baccarat, marbles, life, snakes and ladders, roulette, blackjack, paper football, trivial pursuit.
Misha begins to excitedly name a bunch of games as if she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her. A bizarre catalog of games ranging from childish fare to serious polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room.
Three-way chess?
Is that even possible? What about Chinese checkers? Let's try.
Yes, let's try it, definitely. Ha 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 ha.
They pull a chessboard from behind them with a flourish like two junior magicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised, nevertheless, it is still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that!
Excuse me.
A very timid voice manages to make me look up.
I lost my ID card, and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupting something, I can come back later.
Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking in the landscape of piled-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image of an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I can think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further.
My ID card, You're in our class, aren't you? Right? So don't be so timid, okay? Come on. Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite.
We're not her seniors. We're in the same class. Still, I am grateful to them for stepping in.
What is it you said you want? An ID card, right? Yeah.
Her eyes slide away from Misha, being shy. It's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I wonder where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Yeah, 'cause she likes chess. Hanako's eyes widen just for a moment. Shizune notices as well.
Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do you want to play?
Hesitation, she might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation.
We're having our lunch break, so you'll have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun. Really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell. Really, it's obvious, so please, will you? Okay. Wahaha, yay, success! Okay, that's great!
The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her moves carefully, sliding pieces forward just a little bit, then pulling them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player, definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly no matter what she does. Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6. Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously and no one is toying with the other, there is no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other, from what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she is into the game. She wants to really win, and Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it's giving life to the game and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe they might even end up being friends over it, or at the very least rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she doesn't want to just crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6. White knight to e6. The end is near. Brother. The game ends.
Meh. That was a really good game. Thanks. Meh. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled.
Magnanimous in victory and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako is taking her defeat so well.
Meh. This is a fun game, but it took so long, almost the whole period. Chess is too formulaic, especially at this level. How about some advanced rules?
What?
Advanced? Meh, meh, meh. Yeah, like speed chess, or chess with additional pieces, or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess, or with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on. It'll be fun, really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of these. Comparing chess to it is like comparing checkers to Go, or tic-tac-toe to shogi, right? Hahaha, even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something, pick.
Like a deer in the headlights, many emotions spring up in me. Watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard as she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might really topple over. The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've seen in my life.
Let's change the rules and play again. Best 1 out of 6, like Kasparov and Deep Blue.
She's gone. Hanako excuses herself and flees from the room.
Huh? Wait.
You scared her off.
Didn't she want to know where she could get a new ID? Excuse me, hello, come back, please. Wait.
Strangely, the further Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow.
I couldn't catch her.
Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There.
There.
You're pretty cheerful for someone who needed a pat on the shoulder.
Hee-chan, do you hate games where luck is involved?
A question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me and watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece around her fingers.
I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw, right? That was you, Hee-chan.
Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as just having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you go is boring. Then it's not a game, isn't it? Then it's not a game, isn't it? Just going through motions. For a game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that. I see.
Meh. That girl isn't very good at chess. Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There was nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player.
Wow, you're kind of a bitch.
Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard would be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just casually, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much with that enthusiasm know so little about it, even less than someone with just passing interest in it?
Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook.
Meh. Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. You understand, Hee-chan?
No.
There's no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance, just enough to matter, but not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's not a game, to me. It just seems like formulas. Hanako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness? I think so at least. Or you can see it immediately, since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing her around her king and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed, though, because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. You understand, Hee-chan?
Not really. Kinda sounds like you're being a judgmental bitch. She can like chess. Why are you questioning her liking chess so much? Good lord. This seems so unnecessary. This isn't really any of your business, Shizune. Back off!
If you love chess that much, but you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it and not the game. It's too precious to her to see it as a tool for true competition. Due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words.
Well, your way of making friends isn't the kind of way that works on everyone, Shizune. The look on her face isn't one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game. Well, the board is still here. But the bell rings and cuts me off. Wow. The more I learn about Shizune, the less I like her. That's pretty unfortunate.
But, yeah. I guess that's kind of just it. We just played some games, played chess with Hanako. We're learning, sign language, and I think that's it. Or did we get a package? Did we get Kinji's package this time? I can't remember. I think we got Kinji's package. But we didn't figure out what was in it. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't know if it was that important. But, anyway, I will see everybody in the next video.